Video, I want to talk about those qualities and skills I've learned being in network marketing and why I believe that everyone should join a network marketing company. But let's first talk about the qualities. Listen, back in 2001, I was introduced to the industry of network marketing. I didn't know anything about the industry. I met a guy that was very sharp. He introduced me to some other people that were even sharper. That had some money, and I was attracted to that, and probably because I always wanted to be rich. I grew up always wanting to be rich, and so when I met people, that were successful, I was blown away. And they said, "Listen, we'll help you." Well, and that was the first time in my life anyone ever said that. We'll help you get what we have, and I was attracted to that. But being in the industry, I did a 180. I mean, the person I am today was not the person that I was back then. I mean, back then, you wouldn't have followed me out of a burning building. But listen, it helped me become, some of the qualities that I've learned, it just helped me become a better brother, a better son, a better father, helped me become a leader. I was a follower. And listen, if you want to be a good leader, you need to be a follower first, right? So I was a follower for, almost 10 years. I was in the front row, always learning. And if I wasn't doing presentations, I was just always learning. And I never thought that I'd ever, get up in front of a room full of people. It helped me overcome my fear of public speaking. It helped with my self-confidence, helped with my self-esteem. I learned how to set goals. More importantly, I learned how to execute goals. So those are some of the qualities, that I've learned. And listen, in my first couple of years, I also had a traditional business. I also love the fact that I could build something part-time on the side. I was busy. A lot of people are busy, and I think that's another positive. But while I was building my traditional business, I was, building my network marketing business. And you know what? Because of the skills and the qualities that I learned, I doubled my traditional business in 2 years. And I was blown away just because of the fact that I learned people skills. I learned how to communicate better. And I learned, some other, qualities and skills, how to become a better business owner, a better entrepreneur, learn how to communicate, just some very positive things. And listen, have you ever felt unfulfilled, or maybe you just feel like, you feel like a loser. Maybe, you feel like you're not achieving your dreams and goals as you had as a kid. Listen, when you join a network marketing company, you're automatically in the winner circle. You have people that want to lift you up instead of pull you down. You have people that are, and let me know if you guys lost me. I'm still having some connection issues. But listen, you have people that are. Let me know if you guys can see me or not. If you can't, just let me know. I don't know if we got cut off. So listen, you have people that want to lift you up instead of pull you down. You have people that believe in you. You have people that help you grow. Listen, when I first joined that company, they said, "Listen, what books are you reading?" I said, "You mean my college books?" They said, "No. How are you working on yourself? You listen to anything, any personal development?" I said, "No. What's that?" And they recommended some books. I said, "Listen, you told me I can get rich. I don't want to read books. I was on a 7-year program in college. I didn't want to read. I really wasn't a school person. So they said, "Listen, you need to read. Leaders are readers." I'm like, "What's that mean?" That sounded corny. But you know what? Some of the things that I've learned, another lesson that I learned was you can't get rich without reading. You can't get rich without reading. You can't get rich without becoming, a rich person, and I talked about that, in a previous video. And listen, I love going to meetings. And I remember some of my friends at the time making fun of me. "You going to another meeting?" Yes. Well, I loved it. I loved the positivity. I love being around positive people who had dreams and who had goals. And more importantly, people that said, "Listen, we're going to help you get what we have." I loved it. So when people would say, "You going to another meeting?" Absolutely. Don't they talk about the same things? Absolutely. And I loved it. And I was excited to go every week. And conventions were a whole nother thing. But listen, success will rub off on you. If you start hanging around successful people, it's going to rub off on you. Listen, you're the sum total of the 5 people you hang around the most. So, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, but listen, it all comes down to you and what you're looking for. And listen, I had a hard time believing in myself. But again, just being involved in that environment, people that believed in you. When I did my first presentation in front of the room, I was scared out of my mind. People telling me I did great. I didn't do great, but they were uplifting. And isn't that different than what we were used to? and how we've been brought up, it's just absolutely awesome. So, I was excited about it. And listen, we all want to be rich. We all want to be wealthy. But be careful what you wish for. Because listen, people are going to come to you with opportunities. And what drives me crazy is people say no to an opportunity without even checking it out first. If someone comes to you with an opportunity, at least check it out and say no. So there's opportunities all around us, And again, I just jumped on opportunities just because, I believe that everything is put in our life for a reason. I'm not saying you got to jump on every opportunity that comes across your table, but listen, there's opportunities out there. But listen, a lot of people, want to think about it or don't even look at it. And listen, procrastination is the thief of opportunity. Did you ever see something on sale and you're like, listen, I can't believe it's that price? Or you drive by and you see a car and you're like, oh, wow, that's a really nice car. Oh, my God, that's a great price. You're like, no, that can't. There's something got to be wrong with it. You go back the next day and that car's gone. Why? Because somebody saw the opportunity and picked it up. Don't procrastinate. Procrastination is a thief of opportunity. And I remember going, to going to conventions and, people thought I was crazy. And then I started having some success. And listen, another thing that I loved about network marketing is you can't have success unless you help other people. I just love that concept. And I believe corporate America should work that way, but it doesn't, unfortunately. And I remember people saying I was crazy. And then I started having success and I went from being crazy to being smart. People that told me that I couldn't do it, then people were saying, oh, I always knew you could do it. So, just some crazy things. And listen, there's some skills that you need to learn to have success. And if you learn some important skills, you're almost guaranteed to have success. And listen, Brian Tracy talks about, and I was fortunate enough to be in a seminar that he did a few years ago, and I love some of his trainings, and he said, listen, you are one skill away from doubling your income. One skill away from setting yourself up for financial freedom and putting yourself on the right path. Listen, all business, sales, and financial skills, they're all learnable. And if you don't have these skills and you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe I can't do it or it can't be me, here's the good news. They're learnable. You can learn these skills. If you can learn how to drive a car, you can learn these skills. So, and just, ending on a positive note, if you don't know what the skill is, eventually you're going to learn what it is. It's eventually going to pop up in your life. I mean, if you want something bad enough, eventually that skill is going to pop up. And that skill for me was public speaking. I had to overcome my fear of public speaking in order to be successful. I had to overcome that. And you know why I knew it was that, or how I knew it was that? Resistance. I fought it. When I was in college, the first day of class, when they give you the syllabus, and if it had on there that you had to give a group presentation or in front of the room, I literally went down to the registrar's office and dropped that class that day because I had such a fear of public speaking. Can you relate? If you can relate to public speaking, type number 1. If you can't relate to public speaking, type number 2 in the comments below. Please comment. I'd love to know that because I think a lot of people have a fear of public speaking. I also heard statistically people would rather burn and drown simultaneously than get up in front of a room full of strangers. So listen, when you overcome these skills, then you're equipped to be successful. And listen, people always say, I'm not good with money. Get over it. Learn the skills how to become good at, with money. So listen, guys, that's just a few of my the thoughts and some of the qualities and skills that I want to share with you that I learned just being in network marketing. And listen, I'm not promoting any network marketing company, but that's what I got out of being in the industry. And listen, if you're looking for a company or you have some questions, I can make some recommendations for you. Send me a message offline. I'll make some recommendations. But I'm not here to promote any company, but just to share with you what I got out of it and how it changed my life. And I literally did a 180. And the biggest thing that I got out of it, again, it was just being a better father and just building my character and being a better person overall and just being around people that are positive and successful. There's nothing else like it. So with that, have a great night, everybody. Appreciate your time. Until next time, be good, do good.